She took his hand and she led him along that golden beach. Higher and higher and higher they climbed.
Never fight unless you're sure you can win.
They watched the waves tumble over the sand.
All right. 4 strands of rope.
She had all of the skin.
I get kicked out of La Quinta forever.
What do we do with poop?
What is freedom? Are we truly free?
What in the world?
In those Hollywood nights, in those Hollywood hills, she was looking so right in her diamonds and frills.
Oh yeah, baby, we're back. My name's DJ, and we're the beautiful losers. Right over here, we got Chris Moody and his green shirt, and we got motherfucking Zach Howard, and then the big beard man that's Cole Watson, and we're the beautiful losers, motherfuckers.
Hey,
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Hey! I like how I sound like to you. I sound like if Adam Sandler played the lady from Monsters Inc. You forgot your paperwork. Hell yeah, dude!
I heard no difference. I'm gonna cut it out so that people will just have to wonder for forever what it is. We'll be referencing, some thing that they'll never get to see. But take it at my word. Cole did it couldn't have even been better. Couldn't have been any better. Could not have been better.
We did our best.
You could have closed your eyes and you'd have been like, I don't even know which one of these guys I'm supposed to believe.
Oh, what's up, guys? We have been bad boys.
Oh, so bad.
We've been so inconsistent
Your
lately.
boy been bad.
We've been naughty, but we're back.
We've been teasing them.
We are back, dude. Yeah, we just been
Just putting the tip in.
just getting onto our own personal YouTube and playing with the clitoris.
We've been busy though.
We
have been busy.
Clit.
Wait, what do we have going on, dude? I thought we were just tired.
Last week, nothing.
You had jury duty, brother.
Yeah, jury duty.
I can't wait to talk about that shit.
Did you have to go all 5 days?
3 days.
No, I only had to go 3 days.
It's a quick verdict.
Guilty.
All right, so
let's get right into it.
Let's just get into the
Yeah, I want to hear about this shit.
I'm gonna stop chewing gum
I got
on
the call like a month ago. I got the little letter. In Gwinnett County, you get like a little letter.
Are you going that far back?
They're like, yeah, we'll just do the whole thing. You got to fill it out online. Now, I've done this before, and I'm 100% sure.
So I'm checking my mail like I do every day.
So I woke up, I made some coffee.
So anyway, I get up, I brush my teeth, I put my pants on. I don't like the way these pants look. I take them off. I put on another pair of pants. I don't like the way those look either.
I'm confused now.
Surprise!
So anyways, I'm saying this to say, I think I'm not going to get selected because this has happened like 15 times since I've lived here. But while I'm on my way out to Myrtle Beach, which we got to talk about MB as well, dude. I forget so many things have happened.
You've been so busy. We won't have to bring up any subjects.
I know.
We'll just have to commentate on your life.
I guess. So I'm out in the car, dude. I'm partying in the USA. We're going to MB, dude. I'm returning home, dude. And I get the text fucking 8 o'clock. I mean, it was some absurd time for them to have sent me this text message. They were like, yo.
PM.
You gotta, PM. You gotta report for jury duty on Monday. And I was like, no. So anyway, I get back from MB and report for jury duty, and we're going through the selection day, which is the most miserable day. Have any of you guys gotten to that point?
I've gotten called to do jury duty once. I did not get selected.
But did you have to sit in the...
Oh yeah, and my last name starts with a W.
Oh yeah.
So I had to sit the whole goddamn time.
R.I.P. dude. So the way Gwinnett County does it is they call in 150 people. And all 150 people chill in the same room, and then they sort in no particular order. So they just are
So it's like jail. Exactly like jail.
I can't remember exactly what they did. They were they sat everybody down and gave everybody a number, And then they were just like, if your number is this through this, get up and go over here. If your number is this through this, get up and go over here. If your number is this through this, just stay where you are. And then those were like the 3 groups of 50. And then my group went last, okay? But the first group that went in, they all got dismissed. It's settled. So that they went in, did the whole goddamn thing. Right? Just for them to come back out. And then they're trying to figure out if they're going to call the second group in. And then here comes their bailiff, and they're like, hey, good news, guys. They just decided to settle. So everybody that was in this group, go home. Okay? So then we watch all those people go home. Second group goes in. And they're in there for forever. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Well, apparently, someone died in the second group, or someone in the courthouse, or someone involved. Someone had a stroke.
In the building.
In the courtroom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's a hell of a way to get out of jury duty. Forever.
So we're just like sitting, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the first one took like an hour.
The paramedics
hour
not come in, or do they go through another?
We're in a whole nother place. Like, where we are is totally separate.
So they're just like
separate wing.
They're divvying up 50 groups of 50 randomly for whatever cases
Selection.
are on the
and then when they take the 50 into a courtroom, and then they question them as a group.
Narrow it down to, what's the final number? 12?
13. They have to have an alternate.
Oh, right.
So anyway, so then they dismissed that whole group. So there's a whole another 50 gone. So now it's our group. And
no, y'all are getting picked.
Oh, real fast before we move on to quickly. You for that guy, dude. You.
I think it might have been a lady, but
you for that person whose gender I refuse to assume.
Yeah. God damn. R.I.P. If you're out there and you know that an individual who had a stroke, and there's any information you can provide to this podcast, we could send a card or something.
We could send like an arrangement of flowers that says BL on it.
Yeah. Maybe we would do something like
honestly, what would be awesome is if they were like, yeah, they're fine.
If they let me know that, oh no, that was misinformation, they didn't pass.
Even if that's not true, you could lie to us.
Just lie to me.
Maybe they'll put a plaque where he died in the courtroom.
Ooh, yeah.
Or like a cross and some flowers.
Like one of the road crosses.
Yeah, right there. Just in the way of the view.
Just like with a jackhammer, just like permanently installed.
It's like a black and white printout picture of his face.
Just from a work printer. That's clearly low on toner.
1967, 2025. Anyway. So something you're misunderstanding though too, maybe, and I'm not making it clear. Each individual group of 50 is a different case.
Right?
Yeah, I got that.
So now we're up to our.
But this is just already strange the way that it's done in Gwinnett. This is completely different than.
So they bring us
shout
in.
out Gwinnett County.
The 50 of us in, and
GC
shout them out. They church pew us, all 50 of us, into the courtroom. And this is now where it's going to be revealed to us what our case is. And I think I can talk about it now that it's over. I think it's no big deal.
We'll Google it after, and if you have to cut out 15 minutes.
But I think it's fine. I think he said you could talk about it. And honestly, bring it, dude.
I don't like that.
Bring the full power of the Gwinnett legal system on the beautiful losers.
We're in a different
I won't
location.
give any names or whatever.
I'll represent us.
Yeah,
nice.
So anyway, so they bring us in, and they're like, yo, what's up? I'm the lawyer. The first lawyer is like, I'm the state. I represent the DA's office, and he's like this weaselly. I'm immediately like, yo, fuck this guy, dude. He's like weaselly, and he's got a pencil thin like goatee, and he's slicked his hair back, and he's got horrible glasses and like a bright blue tie, like a primary color.
God, what a piece of shit!
Like a prom tie,
like a wet blanket.
Dude, they're gonna come after us now.
And he has an assistant. He has an assistant.
I heard you talking shit.
He has like a legal assistant, so everybody's like,
so he is legally
this is going to be serious or whatever. And he's like, hey, we're the state, and we're going to be bringing forth these charges against this lady who is accused of shoplifting. And we're like, oh, okay, shoplifting. He's like, oh, we're going to read the charge. This lady is accused of shoplifting meat in excess of $1,000.
Oh my God.
So the charge is that this lady stole $1,100 worth of pork loin from a restaurant supply company.
Oh, so this was over a period of time?
No.
Or is this one single
One
heist?
fail swoop.
Swoop.
Damn, Ocean's 14.
Exactly.
So keep in mind, this lady can't lift that much pork loin, and she doesn't have none of it in her hands when they find her.
Anyway, we'll get to all that stuff. So
Where's the meat?
we're still in the beginning. So we're going through, and
Where's the meat, lady?
what did you do with the meat?
In my ass.
She just dug a hole in the middle of the woods and filled it with a bunch of meat.
Yo, that was something that the DA kept doing. He was like, they were gonna split the spoils.
The
Like
spoils?
the spoils.
They
It's like
used the word
frozen pork loin. What are they gonna do with it?
This lady's starving.
Yo, if it's spoiled, it ain't worth chicken.
Can you reveal the ethnicity?
She was Vietnamese.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was my second guess.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway,
That was my second guess. It's so funny.
yo. So all right. So we're doing the selection, and they're just asking a bunch of general questions, right? And so they're like, if you think X, raise your card. Okay. If you think Y, raise your card. All right. Whatever. And so then they dismiss us,
Why you arrest me?
and then we go back to the area where we were before, okay? And then out comes the bailiff like 25, 30 minutes later, and it's like, hey, if your number starts with a 3, just get up and go home. And so, like, everybody from the row behind me gets up and goes up. And it's just the 2 rows, my row and this row. And then we go back in again. And we're sitting in the jury box. And this is what's called, I guess, the voir dire or whatever. So they're like, they're bringing us now in 12 at a time.
Disciples.
Right? And there's maybe like,
Yeah, that's right.
there's 30 of us left, I guess. So they're bringing in 2 groups of 12. And then a group
Disciples
of
of justice.
It's like the third to last supper.
Right. And then they asked me some questions. And the guy's like, do you feel like you have any sort of like hang up with the court system? And I'm like, I don't think I have any hang up. He's like, well, what's the, what do you
That's
mean?
where you fucked up. You
Well,
say,
no.
yeah,
This is
dude.
where I fuck up. I go,
Yeah, you know the end of Boondock Saints? I cheer pretty hard. when
I
they do
love that shit, dude. Would you just bust into a courtroom and take justice into your own hands?
Close range JFK, some Italian guy. Point blank JFK
Magic mullet.
with 3 guns.
He's like, well, do you have some sort of hang up with shoplifting? I'm like, look, to be honest with you, and I don't know what struck me to say this. I think maybe subconsciously
Steal.
I wanted to get selected, but I was like, my grandfather was wrongfully imprisoned for shoplifting, and then the DA is like, whoa, I want to talk to this witness privately, and I was like, fuck. So then they dismissed, like in the middle of everything. The judge was like, okay, everybody except for that guy, get up and
Get the
leave.
fuck out of here, dude.
And he was, they asked me some clarifying questions about it. And I was like, maybe he didn't do that. I was young. I have no idea. I'm just trying to be honest. You asked me a question. I'm just trying to answer it the way that I feel like is like the appropriate way to answer it or whatever. And so he's like, okay, cool. That all makes sense. They dismiss us all again. And then they call us back in. And they're like, all right, here are the jurors that have been selected. And it's only 12. So he's like, I'm 16. That's my number. So he's like, 3, 5, 7, whatever. And I'm like, oh, there's no way, dude. There's so many people left. Like, there's no way it's going to be me, right? Because he's picking a lot of early people. I'm going to get passed over. And then he goes like 9, 16, 17, 18. And I'm like,
They're like, we have to show this young man that we will
Yeah.
get the proper...
One of the best things, I forgot to say this, but the
that
defense...
justice is served.
The defense. So I talked a little bit about the DA. Defense. But the defense is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He's like a little guy with like a hunched back and shaggy hair. He does have like a beard, but he's wearing like Jeffrey Dahmer glasses, and he has on like a brown, like poop brown bell-bottom suit and like a floral tie.
This guy rules.
And he walks like Shaggy, like he's like kicking it, the toes of his feet out.
Flicking his toes up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And homeboy, so the DA asks all these questions, oh, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? And then when the defense would get up, he would just be like, Do you have a valid driver's license? Yes. He'd be like, it says here you have a wife, she's 32. Does she have a valid driver's license? Yes. Now you have 2 kids, 3 and 6 months. Do they have valid driver's licenses? But no. He'd be like, okay, no further questions.
That's crazy.
And he did that to all 12 people in my group. I mean, literally, no matter what, he just asked that, do you have a driver's license? Does your spouse have a driver's license? And no matter who your kids are or what age are they, do they have a driver's license? And that was it. That was his whole move. So he picked his jury based on whatever those answers did for him.
That's crazy. He just didn't go, who doesn't have a valid driver's license?
But there were people who said that they didn't. Right. And he didn't pick them. And everybody was so confused about, like, what was the purpose of this question?
That was his whole game, though.
He was just making sure, like, can you get here? Can you get to trial?
Legally.
Can your kids get you here?
Yeah. So anyway.
Good.
They bring us back in, dude, and wouldn't you know it, I've been selected, right? And so
chosen.
The judge pulls us up and talks to the 12 of us and gives us the full fucking, this is it, yo, justice, freedom.
This is it, yo,
justice. Was he black?
No, he was just this old white guy. He was like,
old white
this is why we do this. This is the backbone of America. It's 7:30 p.m. or whatever. He's like, you guys come back. We'll be here at 9 a.m. It's like, all right, spit. 9 a.m. Go home, come back, 9 a.m. We're going to hear this case. And everybody, like, all morning, all the bailiffs, we bump into, like, with the DA. Everybody's like, yo, this is going to be quick.
Yeah.
We got this lady. You know, it's in the bag.
Dead to rights.
And so the the DA goes first, the state goes first, and they give their, it's just like a 4 or 5 hours of just this guy sort of laying out his fucking thing, right? Calling witnesses, doing the whole 9 yards. And the whole time, I'm like, they don't have anything. They have nothing on this lady. What they have is 2 other people with this lady stealing, and then this lady sort of being around,
guilty by association.
Yeah, in the area. But they're making the case. The state keeps making the case that, like, this lady's some sort of criminal mastermind. She's the getaway driver. They're gonna split.
She's the Charles Manson of pork chops.
Yeah, they're gonna split the spoils of this.
She fed these people acid and talked them into stealing for her.
All the while,
so she can make pho.
Yeah, dude.
She just looks like a retarded lady on the cameras.
Yeah.
She's just like,
because she's being awkward.
She's just being weird, and like she has no idea what's going on. And
that's a lot of fun.
And so I'm writing down from it. I'm like, yo,
God
dog.
damn, that's a lot of fun.
I got note after note, like, damn. Not enough evidence.
He's writing notes.
Oh yeah, I'm taking note. I'm high as hell, dude. I got a little stone that day.
Allegedly.
Just allegedly. Yeah, I would never let illicit material come in between me and justice. But so anyway, so I'm like, yo, this is all it's all like speculative, right? The state is just sort of saying, why else would she have done this, huh? And it's like, well, maybe because she's a dumb lady who, got tricked by these other people, right? And the defense is, he's trying his best, but he's obviously not like a criminal lawyer. That's not what his gig is. So he just keeps trying to be like, are you sure you remembered that? And then the witness would be like, yeah, I remember that. And he'd be like, yeah, but it's possible you could have not remembered it the right way, right? And he'd be like, yeah. He'd be like,
all right.
No more questions. And I loved it. I thought he was cool as hell. I was like, if you're going to play it, that's the way you're going to have to play it. But anyway, so.
he's, by the way, quick aside, he's calling me fired up after every day in court and just running me down. Like, no specifics, obviously, just being vague, but a lot of it was the defense guy's, like, general attitude. And it would essentially be like, that's just, like, your opinion, man. Yeah. Somebody would be like, yeah, maybe you're right. And he'd be like, no further questions. He's just Big Lebowski everybody.
So there was one moment. we got to watch some body cam footage and some stuff, and they brought in the arresting
BCs?
officer and stuff.
A little
Yeah, a little
BC,
BCF.
Here's how you get out of jury duty, by the way, is every time they're like, now we'd like to present the body cam, you go, and everyone goes, what?
This lady's breathing just fine.
But you can you can see on the BCF the arresting officer grabs our suspect's telephone, and the suspect, who has given herself over willingly to the police and the accused, you know, the
Right, so essentially in the video, when the shit starts to go down, the two people,
they take off.
These little white Bonnie and Clydes take off.
Oh, they were
Damn,
also
dude.
They were also Vit?
Yeah, they were V's as well.
Super white.
V's.
Dang, dude.
Oh, okay. So they take off, but it's a lady and a guy.
Yeah, lady and a guy.
Okay, and then this lady just like
She didn't know what to do. Yeah, it was her car too. So
I mean, that sucks. Sucks, man.
yeah, so it does. But the best
having a
moment.
Vietnamese getaway driver.
That really sucks.
Also,
This is bullshit.
I would later argue a lot of these things.
That is the all-time worst getaway driver imaginable.
Yo, just go!
Just drive straight into a tree.
Oh, fuck.
Do not stop at this red light. Just go.
You can buckle up later.
The body cam footage is just her being like, "Wow, police officer, your nails look like shit."
Yeah, like shit.
Oh, you want crypto gel on the nail?
Okay, so the
Just
cop,
do that, lady's ass. That's why I don't have a boyfriend.
boyfriend. The cop gets her phone.
Shout out to her, whatever. Her name
Shout
is.
her out, big dog. Gets her phone, and the lady is like trying to be like, "Yo, do whatever, get their number, do the thing, go get the people who were doing this or whatever." And the cop just like goes into her phone, takes one phone number out, locks it, puts it back. Right. So we see this happen, and our guy in the defense, he gets to cross the police officer because the police officer's on the stand, and he's like,
I just
He's like,
imagine them
"Yo,
crossing him up with a pass.
Fucking dap him up.
Like basketball.
Oh, yeah, get
What's
you.
up?
"Well, this is
Allen Iverson's this guy.
He couldn't have been that much older than me. Like he was in his mid-30s."
Defense attorney.
Yeah, both of them. They look like it's the greatest movie never told, dude. They're like two guys who must have gone to UGA together, and one joined
What do you call
the
it?
state,
Like
and the other one became a defense lawyer.
two the story of two rival middling lawyers
Yeah.
who are like, one's working their way through the DA hierarchy and one's working their way up the ranks of just like sort
A
of
firm,
minor
yeah.
criminal defense attorney or whatever,
Yeah.
some firm, and is kind of the errand boy.
Yeah, it's
around.
great.
Would be awesome.
I kept being like, "Yo, this movie writes itself. These
But
guys rule."
Turns out they're step
He
brothers.
hit this police officer with what I thought was a dagger, dude. I'm shaking my pen, right? I'm locked in as he gets up, just like he does every time. Fixes his glasses, gets up, starts talking before he even gets up to the microphone. He's like, and he'd love to do this. He's like, "Maybe I'm dumb, but that's how he would start almost everything. Maybe I'm misunderstood because I'm a dumb idiot, but you said."
This guy rules.
But the cop,
Better call Saldom, dude.
he's like, "Maybe I'm dumb and maybe I'm misunderstanding, but if you had a hold of her phone, why didn't you go through the text messages
Right.
or the phone calls to validate what this woman was telling you? She was telling you she was innocent. You had access to her phone." And he's like, "Well, I just using my experience in the line of duty or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, it's cool, but you got to admit, if you'd done that would have made this a lot easier, yeah?" And he's like, "Yeah." She probably would have proven whether or not she was guilty or innocent, yeah? And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "No further questions."
Dude, we're calling this movie No Further Questions, by the way.
And then he just sat down, right? So then we
This
just
pork chop story.
we're dismissed. We run
Fruit of my loins. Yeah.
we run this thing all day, and then we're dismissed, and then we're told, "Hey, tomorrow you're gonna come back. You've heard everything. You're gonna come back. You're gonna hear the closing statements from both sides, and then we're gonna deliberate, and we're gonna make a decision." So, okay, come back the next morning. Closing arguments, right? The state's argument is just to reiterate everything that they've said, give no further explanation to anything and just simply say this lady is the ringleader of this pork loin empire. Pork loin seething empire.
Ring.
All right, and I was feeling pretty good, but then unfortunately the defense, he really dropped the ball because all he did was get up and just provide the counters to the evidence. He provided no counter narrative, so he never gave us a reason as for why Our Lady was there in the first place. He just kept being like, you could get scammed, you could not know these people super well. It's like, yeah, but is that what happened?
Yeah.
You know, you're not saying anything about what did happen.
Be like, she was dumb. She didn't have the chops.
Hey, come on. So anyway, we hear him, and we break for lunch. And I'm starting to get that
Hungry
things are
for pork.
not going to, maybe not going to be as black or as easy as I thought. I thought for sure I'm coming down. This is going to be like, we're going to get in this room. People are going to be like, I don't agree, yada, yada, yada. But I'm starting to talk to people that like, other Asian people who are like, yeah, this fucking bitch, like, she's talking all, whatever. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. People have a really negative attitude towards this lady. So we eat lunch.
Did she talk at all? Did she get examined by...
No, but her microphone on the table was on. And so she would be talking to the lawyer, and you could hear it on the microphone. And there was like a couple of times where she laughed during trial. Did not.
She could be a mastermind, dude.
Yeah, she didn't give a fuck.
So anyway, so we get done with lunch. We go to the deliberation room, and everybody is just sort of like, "Yo, I can't even believe we went to lunch. Like, this is crazy. Like, this should have already been over." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it should have already been over. It's a huge miscarriage of justice. Yeah, you guys are right." And so we go to the vote. Like, our homeboy, our four-person is just like, "Yo,
what up?
Let's vote. Like, if you think she's guilty, raise your hand. 3, 2, 1." And I'm the only one who does not raise my hand of the 12 people. And all through the process, I have been telling all the jury people that have been hanging out with me that I'm going to hang the jury. I've been making this joke for 3 days. Like, I'm going to make you guys be here for forever. Whatever you guys vote, I'm voting the opposite. And so now here I am being like, fuck! Now they're,
I really have to do it.
I have to do it now, or whatever. So I voted no, and then they were like, "Oh, what the heck, man? What are you voting no?" And I was like, "Well," I will vote yes if
if you guys really want
it. It's gonna really
it's that
be
easy, dude.
But I took about
You guys give me some motherfucking money.
I took about an hour. I took an hour and argued with these people, and dude, one of the Asian guys said out loud in the deliberation room, he was like, "Listen, I know that this sounds bad, but I think she looks like a criminal." I was like, "Yo, dog, that's not justice."
How did that guy get picked?
That's crazy.
Zach told me that on the phone, and I went, "Dude, that's your line. That's like
I should be saying
a guy that looks like you says stuff like that."
So there was literally an African American lady in a mask who was just like, "Yeah, she's a criminal." I was like, "Yo,
lady seems
no
like a
empathy.
bitch."
Let's have some empathy for this lady."
You're just talking to all these libs into like being libs, and they're like, "No, I'm trying to get out of here."
The blue-haired girl teacher who was like 22 was like, "I think she
Sounds
might."
like a real diverse crew.
I think she might be a criminal mastermind. Like, we might have gotten like somebody big.
Well, she went. That's so funny. She went so lib that she was like,
yeah.
She was like, "This lady, you're saying this lady can't be a criminal mastermind?
What do you mean?
You're like, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Lady Vietnamese people can be masterminds." So anyway, I sent what I presume to be an innocent woman to jail, but also I will, I will concede that I was pretty high, and I definitely didn't want the state to win. It's like if I had any bias,
you want
just
Shaggy to win.
I want this guy. He seems so downtrodden.
Like, zoinks, man.
I couldn't even look him in the eye when they read the verdict. I knew he had to have been looking at me.
He said that there was like, what is it called? Sentencing was after that, but you guys don't have to be there for that.
Yeah,
but the judge was like, "You guys can be there, and then if you have any questions for the lawyers," and he was like, "I wanted to stay and tell that guy, like, I thought he put together a pretty okay case. He just didn't really drive it home." I was like, "Yeah, he would have fucking hated that."
Dude, I got some tags for you.
Hey, man.
Give the lawyer some tags.
Just as a heads up, man, a little bit more work. I might have hung in there.
Hung in there.
Hey,
That's
So hey man, anyway, I voted guilty, folded basically immediately. But if you had done a little bit more work,
voted not guilty. Yeah, whatever. That's so funny. Well, I mean, it's another thing, and not coming up with a counter narrative. I think you could be right. I was just listening to a little bit of Kenny Burns.
You just been easy.
It was on Rogies, and he was talking about how I think he's quoting somebody else, but I forgot who it was. But
documentarian Ken Burns.
Yeah, he's on Rogies today. And I'm like 35 minutes in, and that guy fucking rules.
Ken Burns is the man.
He's got me so fired up for his new Revolutionary Award.
Oh, yeah.
But he was talking about, there's a quote, and I forgot who it is, but he's like, arguing with people will never change their mind. The only way that you could possibly change someone's mind is with a good story.
Yeah.
And that's what Shaggy Doo was missing, dude.
Well, and maybe that's what I wanted to be like. Yo, you need to hire me.
I need to be your boy.
Let me spin it for you, dog. Let me tell these people what's up.
I need to be your narrative.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
You tell me all the lawyer stuff to say, and I'll just be a mouth.
I object, Your Honor.
It's my dream to be.
That's
This is absolutely slammed up.
congruent.
Dude, to be incongruent, yeah. To be a southern.
I don't know the words.
Dude, I'm retarded.
Antebellum accented, like seersucker suit.
The state cannot provide any evidence.
I mean, I'm sorry to be so crude, but are you pulling my ass
Are you pulling my
hairs?
ass hairs?
Telling me that this woman is a criminal mastermind?
Look at her, she better got eyes.
Well, she's gonna see justice today.
They're like, oh, stop.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
And the judge just keeps stopping to apologize, like he's an antebellum.
Hey, relax,
lawyer. He says stuff like that. Don't worry about it.
It's cool,
It's not prejudice. It's just a different time.
He only acts like this in here.
In here, he walks out the door, it's totally normal.
Heritage, not hate or whatever.
Gonna convict a blind woman.
Adventures in jury duty.
Yeah, I mean, man, makes me sad. And I thought to myself, I tell you what, I got back in my car after doing jury duty, and the immediate thought I had was, Zach, don't commit any crime.
There you go.
As soon as you told me the story, I was like, TJ, don't get Zach on your jury. I'm gonna be over there like, yeah, get my homeboy off. Actually, I guess it was your homie. You'd be fully biased.
They won't.
You'd be in there arguing for me.
You can't be. You can't be.
There was a guy.
Your Honor, these guys have a podcast. There's a conflict of
There was
interest.
a guy who
allegedly.
And you're like, yeah, but we fight off air. I fucking hate that
I don't
motherfucker.
like him.
He's back.
There was a guy who killed it, though. There was one of the 12 that sat in my room initially to get questioned or whatever. There was an African American gentleman who crushed it. So one of the things you have to do is agree that while you are on jury duty, you won't break the law that is presently the one that the person is on jury duty for. And now you have to answer that question. And they asked this black gentleman, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to agree to that."
That
And they were like, "What?" So you're saying that you can't agree to not? And he's like, "Nope, I will not agree to do that."
That's the best.
Amazing. I had big plans
Dude,
at the meat surplus
he
store
did
tonight.
not want to do it.
It would have been awesome to get on your soapbox and you're like, look, stealing from a mom and pop, that's bad.
Yeah, right.
But forgetting to scan a few things, it's one of these big oligarchs
totally
fucking self-checkouts.
Yeah.
I gotta work there now too. And you're like, that's just called Robin Hooding, dude. I'm out here Robin
I'm pretty sure they asked if you've ever. Oh, here's the thing that they do. They go, "Have you or anyone close to you ever shoplifted?"
Yeah, my
So
wife
it's like,
steals all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's like, well, okay, which one? You or someone close to you? It's like, well, which one do you want to know?
How much time you got?
You want to know about somebody close to me, or you want to know about me? Because both things are happening. Who is that, dude? Florida?
No.
Some guy could be important.
Could be
Dude, timeshares.
Florida.
They could be looking for your expertise to present a case in a more palatable
Mr.
way.
Howard,
Zach, we need you.
We need you.
we've never needed you more than we need you right now.
We know you're retired.
Zach Howard, legal mouthpiece, Esquire. You're like, you can't be Esquire. You didn't not go to law school. I'm just the face and the voice in the franchise. I used to joke about doing a courtroom rock opera because I think it'd be awesome.
Oh,
just
yeah.
shit that sounds like Meatloaf, and it's like order in the court. I approach the bench. That would be so sick. And it snaps over, and the judge has Wayfarers on, and the jury's all like playing instruments, guitar harmony.
Yeah,
that would rip.
Could be similarly cool for like a pornography.
Shredding the law.
Cock opera.
A cock opera.
Cock opera. No,
Yeah.
dude, that's untapped market.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a part of putting out smut, but if it's a cock opera, it's a cock
It was
opera.
tastefully done.
That could be tasteful art. Pushing the sexual boundaries of.
Most of the women would say it's tasteful.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you where it gets pretty tasteful, fellas. MB. When was the last time you guys rolled down to the Myrtle? Dirty Myrtle.
Beach, dude.
2 or 3 years ago, something like that.
Hey, listen to this voice.
Fertile Myrtle.
I gotta listen to this voicemail. Don't worry, we're not doing anything important, you cocksucker.
So anyway, you went to Myrtle Beach a few years ago?
Yep.
What were you doing at the Dirty Myrtle?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, nice. I think most people do who go down that way, dude.
What happens in Myrtle?
What happens in Myrtle stays in Myrtle.
Yeah, I plead the fifth on that one.
I don't know. I mean, I get why people don't like places like Gatlinburg and Myrtle Beach and PCB. I get it. But every time I go, I can't help but just a little bit love it. Like just a little part of me is like,
Well, yeah, there's
Yeah,
something.
it's
There's
because
something
we are trash,
Right.
dude.
I know.
We have it in us.
I know.
Myrtle Beach rules a little bit.
It does rule a little
You'll
bit.
get you
Panama
can,
City rules.
You can
A little
see
bit, a
the
little
progression on the drive in. It's like everywhere outside of an hour and a half before you get there, you're like, God damn, dude, this is gonna
Yeah, this is
suck. This is
crazy,
retarded, whatever. All these people, all these weird restaurants, all this stuff. The closer you get to like some unidentifiable, overfried alligator bites at a pirate ship restaurant, you're like, the 12-year-old traveler in you is like, actually, it's gonna be pretty sick.
Well, it's like, and you can actually go into some of these shops now because you actually have money.
Right.
You're not a kid.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I can buy that lighter I always wanted.
can
that has
buy that
tits
crazy
on it.
ass t-shirt.
Yeah.
Chris was at Myrtle Beach with me.
I was in Myrtle Beach with you.
Did you
It's
just
crazy.
realize that?
I just had thought. I mean, yeah, I just thought. I mean, everything is pretty me centered most of the time. I don't think a lot about other people. It's a problem.
fair. I mean-
I'm working on it.
Yeah, but it shows.
Chris was at Myrtle Beach.
Actually there. Yeah,
I suspect that Chris Moody was the reason you didn't lose your mind in Myrtle.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Dude, Zach wanted to walk the pier all the way down the beach to find something to eat.
I almost started a fight.
Yeah, there was a mutiny on the pier. Dude. It was crazy. Yeah.
People were like, "Yo, dude, what are you trying to do?" And I was like, "I'm trying to be at Myrtle Beach."
I'm trying to walk the plank,
Dude,
baby.
was it you that almost got picked up by that old lady coming out of the Holiday Inn bar on the beach? Remember that? We were walking in and she was like, you need to go there.
Well, I
Yeah,
was. First of all, that place. I want to go there. I want to live there. I want to be there. There is a bar, or not bar. It's a hotel.
It's a tiki
At
hut.
the end of the. If you're in Myrtle Beach, if you're watching in Myrtle Beach, I'm sure you know where this is. It's at the end of the boardwalk before you kind of get to like the main North Myrtle Beach area. So like all down on the other side of Myrtle Beach is like where Ripley's Believe It or Not and all that stuff is. So this is the other end. There is a hotel that looks like every NASCAR event ever. Like it's like this massive 20-story hotel. Everybody's out on their balcony. Everybody's got some crazy towel flopped over. They're fat as fuck. They're smoking cigarettes. There's an indoor pool that connects to an outdoor pool that just looks crazy. You know, it's like total 80s pool. And they've got a tiki bar. And they're just blaring classic rock. Dude. And it's like, you know, $10 margaritas, $10 this, $10 that.
Yeah. Mudslide.
And it's just every leather skin.
Fat guy in a pool looks like he spilled shit all over himself because he's drunk on mudslide.
Every leather-skinned person in the world. And as we were walking by, I was like, yo, that's the greatest place I've ever seen. Just even at a distance. I was like, that is home.
I think on closer inspection with a magnifying glass, you would have found some stuff you didn't like.
And then some lady saw me pointing at the hotel, and she was like, hell yeah, this is where y'all need to be.
She showed us her tits. She dumped them out for us.
I think she actually passed out on the bench. Like everybody, when you walk down the pier, there's just like random benches, and every bench was full of somebody who's homeless or asleep.
Sleeping it off.
Just sleeping homeless.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Chris went to MB. We played golf.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Tell him. See, I was arguing with TJ. He was saying I was being a bitch. You think it was too much golf?
It was a lot of golf. And I played a lot of golf. That was a lot of golf.
I think it was too much.
It was one round and then an hour and then another round.
Too much. And it was cart path only, CP only.
Yeah, CP only. Then we got hurricaned on.
He did get hurricaned on there on us on a bit.
Yeah, we got
caned.
unbelievably hurricaned on, dude. It was wild. The wind was blowing sideways. I had a video of it. Zach was holding on dearly. He was actually blocking all of the wind and rain for me while I was driving the car.
What a hero, dude. Damn, I didn't know you were so heroic. I was just like calling you a bitch sometimes.
It's okay, dude.
We were on like the last hole.
Short-sighted of
And
me.
you literally see this Voldemort cloud coming through. Like that, you know that dust cloud in the Mummy movie?
Yeah.
That's exactly
It's
what it was.
literally just like was coming in at. We're like,
This
it looks so cool. And we're like,
Oh,
we
it
only
was
have 2 holes left.
This was
Let's keep
the
playing.
face of Rusty Wallace. Oh my god, dude.
It moved in
Bobby
so fast.
Well, here's the thing. It
Wish
was-
I knew a guy who was from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
That would rule.
we just kept being like, you know, you could see it. You know, it's Myrtle Beach. It's pretty flat, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing impeding your vision.
Yeah.
So it's like, for like an hour, I've been like, yo, dog, that's coming.
That's
Dude.
trouble.
And then we got, I guess it was
We gotta
either the
find
last
this.
hole or the second to last hole. And somebody was like, no, I think we got time to finish up. And I remember being like, maybe. And then it got real cold all of a sudden. And I was like, nah, we got to go. And then the second we got the golf cart,
It was
it was crazy. It rained so hard. It ruined those cool kill shots.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I bet you can fix them. I fixed my New Balances.
It's just more that they stink now.
Yeah, you can
They
fix that.
reek.
Just shit ton of baking soda.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was
It's
wild.
like Judgment Day coming in.
Oh, nice.
Do you have any of it raining?
Yeah, we got the whole,
Let's see if we
whole
can get
video.
show them it raining.
Got
Yeah.
some videos of it raining.
Just do it.
It doesn't look good on video though, I promise. I watched this
Yeah,
back and I was like, actually, this doesn't look that bad.
Rain's tough. But I can
It
tell.
was blowing sideways, and when we got the carts back to the clubhouse, there was a guy literally just like jumped out of the golf cart while he was going, and then it just like kind of
He didn't
stopped,
lock.
and then it started rolling back towards the
Hell
parking lot,
yeah.
about to hit a truck, and I had to run out of my golf cart and go like jump in that and stop it before it plowed into another truck.
Dude, I've done that, but to a real vehicle. That, it was
A
some
full size.
Yeah, this guy's truck. He like literally just got in and like fucking, or he got out and forgot to put it in
This is
park.
in drive.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, what the fuck? I ran down this hill and I just hopped in and just like,
Damn,
what,
dude.
that reminds
All these heroes in here.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
dude.
one time when I was probably like 12 or 13, I was jerking my shit.
beating it into submission.
And I stopped.
I was
Hero
jerking my
shit.
shit.
I was punishing myself.
And if it makes sense, like our family computer was in the basement, but it was like on the corner of our house that faced my grandparents' house, which was like
That feels wrong.
say like well, hold on. There's no windows where I was. It's just it's where I was.
It's just
Thank
the
God.
direction.
But it's maybe like, I don't know, 600 yards from my grandparents' house, but it's uphill,
Yeah.
right? And I'm jerking my shit, I'm doing my thing, right? and then all of a sudden I hear just shattering glass and all this crazy stuff. And my grandfather had driven up the driveway of their house and forgotten to put his truck in park. And it had rolled the 600 yards and missed the house where I was sitting jerking my shit
my God,
by
dude.
like 10 feet, and it rolled into my backyard and hit a tree.
Divine
Oh my God.
intervention.
Yeah.
Dude, I got one of those. I wasn't jerking my shit. I was asleep, and my grandpa had left my parents a '67 like stepside badass truck. The idea was always to get it fixed up and awesome and
Let TJ
Just-
jerk his hog in it.
let me
yeah, all
throw
over
that
that
thing in there.
right.
No, and it would be my dad would drive it, and my parents would drive it around, and then eventually it would be mine.
Nice.
So I'm asleep, and I sleep hard. You guys know that.
I've seen it.
Seen it, witnessed it. I had no idea anything happened, but our driveway was at the top where our house was. It was a long gravel driveway, and at the top it goes up a pretty steep hill.
Yep.
And my dad had it parked, but didn't have the e-brake on, and whatever was being used as a chalk slipped out
Came
from the
undone,
gravel,
yeah.
and apparently this thing rolls down and hits the tree right before where my trampoline was in this flat spot in our yard.
no.
Fuck this truck all up. Was so loud, but
Oh
I had to
my
hear
God.
about it over breakfast because I was
You're
just like,
just
honk, shoot, honk, shoot, honk,
Snoozing.
shoot.
Oh
boy.
my
They were
God.
like, I don't know how you didn't hear it. I was like, I don't know how you thought I might. I was gonzo.
I haven't thought about almost dying like that in a long time. It's pretty wild.
Did you come so hard that it ruined all the
I thought it was a gunshot or so. It was like a unfathomable sound.
Boom. Yeah.
It was crazy the way it sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because those cars are straight fucking metal.
Well, you're talking. Yeah, you're talking. This was a '94
Square
Chevy
body.
1500.
Yeah.
And just out of control. You know, I mean, it just.
Fully out of
yeah.
control.
They don't make cars like that anymore, dude. I had an '80s Oldsmobile Royale. Yeah, I wrecked that thing. It's full steel
Hell
body.
yeah.
Damn, dude.
You guys been in anybody been in like a brutal accident?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I totaled a Mercedes because I got roofied at a bar, and I slammed 100% into a wall, like facing the wall on
You Dale
400.
Earnhardt.
Perpendicular.
Yeah, I was perpendicular to the
Full
road.
That could kill you.
Yeah, but I don't know how hard it was. It was hard enough to bend the frame.
Damn.
How's your
I imagine you
neck?
couldn't have been going like 60, 70 though, right?
Like I said, blackout.
Yeah,
Like
that's
just
crazy.
completely. The only thing I remember is getting a sip of water at the bar, and then this is 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh shit!
And I was like 45 minutes away of where I was supposed to be. Yeah, well, I came to, and I was like, oh shit, where's my phone?
That's too early to roofie somebody.
way too early.
No. Oh, yeah, it was like I got roofied at like 10 or 11 o'clock or
you
something like that.
can't be raping that early.
It was
too
crazy.
early.
Well, the cops showed
Don't
up.
do it at all.
I
What are we talking
was so
It's common
This is
practice
for the
to do
internet.
it
I
past
was
5.
so confused that when the
course,
cops
don't
got
do it
there, I was
anymore.
like, oh, thank God, they're here to help me.
Right.
That's wild.
And they didn't.
They
They
were
arrested me.
Nice.
not nice
You're
to
the
your
person
boy.
that- You're wrong.
They were like, actually, you're the problem,
Yeah,
buddy.
I was so fucked up. Never mind, I can't say this on air. Never mind.
Nice. Nice. Well, I'll change it quick. Speaking of going perpendicular to the wall,
Sure.
no better time than now to talk about the fact that TJ, at least for TJ and I, we watched the Dale Earnhardt Senior documentary, the new Dale Earnhardt Senior
way.
documentary.
Serious. I haven't finished the
Drive
fourth
fast,
episode.
eat ass, baby.
I finished it.
Do it for Dale.
last night. And boy, I'll tell you, folks, two powerful cries. Powerful cries.
weeps?
I mean, the kind of cries you get embarrassed about. You don't want to talk about. I'm going to bring it up and be vulnerable with you, the people.
The World Wide Web.
But I got pretty emotional. I think maybe I moved some trauma from Dale Earnhardt's death to 9/11, and then never really properly dealt with just how devastating it was for me to lose one of my great heroes as a
Are you
child.
saying Dale Earnhardt Jr. drove his car into the Twin Towers?
That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah.
First of all, not junior.
Not junior, but yeah, you're getting where I'm going.
Senior, sorry.
Has anybody done that where they take the footage of the wreck and it's him going sideways into the Daytona wall, but then it just
I would probably
into
break.
the tower?
I would break down.
You
I'd
know what
fall
to
my
do.
knees.
You guys know it.
You guys know what to do. Throw into AI.
Trent, get on that.
That would cripple me.
And immediately Toby Keith starts. But slower and sadder. We'll put a boot on your ass. Yeah. But
Two of
in
my great traumas combined.
change it to minor. Dude, has anybody done that? Change that song to minor.
Let's do it now.
Give me that piano. dude.
They replaced the wall with the Twin Towers. That'd be good too.
It's just tiny. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, but it is an awesome docu-series.
I just can't wait. I'm so excited, and maybe this is naivete, but I can't wait to pursue my passions to the point of destroying my whole entire life and my family's lives.
the way Dale Earnhardt did.
The way all my heroes did, like Dale Earnhardt and Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, one fell swoop.
All the guys I built my whole shit around.
Dale and Jenhart, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a big takeaway for me from the documentary. It was like, yo, he's a cool guy. I already knew he was a cool guy. I didn't need this documentary to remind me that he was a cool guy, but he was a terrible person.
Sometimes
He was also a bad driver, like off the.
Oh, like
off
just
the
as a
track.
person?
Yeah, like I was watching something. It was years ago, and this guy was talking. I think it was a lady actually. He like bumped in, like hit her.
Oh shit!
bumper,
Just like rear ended.
and then she looked up and saw that it was him, and he just does that with his sunglasses.
drove away.
He was probably flirting.
Yeah, dude. He
that's
was
That's
like,
not the intimidator.
he's like,
racing.
yeah.
He got alongside her at the next light and was just like,
Fuck you, bitch! She took off. He just put her right to the fucking.
I'm sorry, I can't turn it off. Turning right's hard. Dude,
He's just terrorizing North Carolina.
think about some of your heroes if they were open mic comics.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt gets out there, he's like, turning right's pretty tough, huh?
So about turning right.
That's weird.
You guys have a tough
You guys
time.
ever fucking never turn right or whatever?
You guys ever have a tough time driving, but only if you're going less than 150 miles an hour?
Do you guys ever want your dad's approval so bad that you're willing to throw away everything for it?
How the fuck do you guys deal with traffic? I've never seen this shit in my life.
Just Dale Earnhardt up at a shitty open mic talking about Atlanta traffic. Awesome.
285 is basically a fucking racetrack.
That's right.
It's a circle.
The funniest thing.
Why are we going faster?
If there's a funny thing about the documentary.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh,
We're being invaded.
shit. I know that guy.
I know that guy.
Hello, friends.
Oh yeah, we're on. I think we're
I'll be
we're
with
like
you
10
soon.
minutes. We got like just a wee bit.
We'll
of time
wrap it
left.
up.
But yeah, we're wrapping up. The funniest part of the doc, if there's anything funny about it, is there's only one moment in the whole documentary where Dale Earnhardt gets emotional, and it's at like the stupidest thing. He like broke his collarbone. And so he goes to drive this race. He's like, I'm going to drive this whole race. I have a broken collarbone. And everybody's like, you can't do it. You have a broken collarbone. That's crazy. They don't have power steering. You know, you just...
Yeah, you're fighting
the whole time. And so he does like 5 laps, and then he has to get out. And they just put some other driver in the car. And then the announcer comes up like, Dale, tough that you're not going to be able to compete with the broken collarbone. How you feeling? And he's just like... Get away from me!
He's like,
Now's not the time.
it's just tough watching somebody else drive my baby.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, all the crazy shit, you know.
Dude, if you
It's
honestly
like Dean
though,
Winchester with the Impala.
yeah, dude. But if you
His
put,
best friend died.
you sacrifice like all of the normalness that you might have in a normal relationship in someone's life to be the best NASCAR driver ever.
Yeah.
And then you have to watch
Somebody
while
take your baby
millions
around the
of
track.
people will also watch
he was
along
getting
with you.
cucked.
He's getting
Yeah,
cucked.
he's getting cucked.
He's getting
He's getting
cucked.
car cucked.
Car
Damn,
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. Homeboy just got in and fucked his wife
NASCAR.
on
That's
TV
crazy.
But it's so crazy. She
In
like,
front of the world.
in front of the whole world.
I feel bad for Junior too.
Most of the South, at least.
That's the whole world in my book, brother.
My world, brother.
God bless Dale Jr. I hope he's doing well. And it seems like he is. But yeah, I got this overwhelming feeling watching that documentary. It's like, God damn, Dale.
Wasn't he on Cribs?
Earnhardt Jr.? Sorry.
No
Yeah.
way. Really?
I like how you thought that was the perfect moment to interject. Right in the middle of what I was fucking
You guys
saying.
remember-
Wasn't he on Cribs?
Bro, you've done enough talking, brother.
You remember him on Cribs?
Wait, at least get the overwhelming feeling.
Nah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Doesn't matter.
Goddamn, Dale.
I was just gonna say he's a pussy. Grow up. Be an adult, dude.
Oh, dude. Oh.
Junior. It's like, dude.
What's the last name Junior? What do you expect?
Well, it's just
tough.
like there's so many things where he's like,
It's a big
yeah.
shadow.
So what? My dad was a huge asshole to me. At least I got to be friends with him.
I'm just glad I got to meet him.
I'm just glad I got to meet him. You know,
He was
he's
still
the
here.
coolest guy ever.
You're kind of like, yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
but a little bit, you want him to be like, I mean, yeah, that sucked. I feel bad. I'm upset. He's like, no, it's cool. He sent me to military school. I get it. I was being rambunctious.
Damn, you're mad that he turned out decent?
He's just like
He's just like a pussy.
he let go. No,
He did let go.
there
He
is a
let
bunch
go.
of footage of him though when he's like 15, just following his dad around, just
being
like,
just such a
what
little
about
punk.
this? And you're like, I mean, we were all kind of like some version of that, I'm sure, but you're like, damn, little Dale Earnhardt Jr., you have no idea what's coming. But we do. Seen this documentary. But wait,
Your whole
so-
shit's about to get intimidated.
But so DJ was on Cribs? I don't remember that. Oh yeah, he has like a bunch of cars and
Yeah, and
his
I
house
remember
is-
his refrigerator being like just so fucking organized with all these.
Everybody
He's
always
still.
did that.
I was listening to his podcast today. He's like a really popular podcast, and it actually does seem fun to listen to. But one of the things that he does that is really annoying is he's still like Oakley sunglass, tribal tattoo, backwards hat guy.
Oh,
like he's still this guy, so he's just like he's like, you know, we had to do it up junior style, so we painted it orange. Do it up junior style, like he just.
They're just Mountain Dew and what is the restaurant that he's in the commercials for now?
Oh, I don't know. Red Robin.
It's Red Robin or something
Red Robin,
where
baby.
people order it and then it's like 10 seconds later and this whole pit crew and Dale
Yeah,
Earnhardt
right.
Jr. comes out with all their bottomless fries. You're like, get the fuck out of my face, dude.
Yeah, it's just
Stop being
hard.
so Mountain Dewy.
It's just hard to separate. You know, there is still that guy, that 15-year-old annoying. My dad is Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
He's just like, you know.
He's a bit of a goober.
We planted flames on my fucking
On my toolbox.
2004 Mustang. 'Cause there's nothing cooler than a 2004 Mustang.
Well, it's just like everybody who drives a Harley, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's like,
I mean, kind of.
I feel like he has professionally painted flames on his toothbrush.
dude, he's got a king size car bed.
Yeah, dude.
This is where the magic happens on your end.
It's like, so anyway, this is where I keep my goatee.
Like a merkin, but it's for goatees. Like, I wasn't feeling it, so I put a fake one on. I put a stunt goat on.
He's like, look, vehicle stop.
Yeah.
Rim still spinning.
That's right, dude. So many
great,
terrible,
dude.
like there's so much great footage in the doc of just horrible Dale Earnhardt Jr. fashion choices.
I wonder if he listens to like 90s Memphis rap.
Bleach blonde his hair.
hell
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sure he did.
I feel like he
Fuck yeah.
listens to Sugar Ray.
Oh yeah, or
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit. He's a Kid Rock guy. Like he's definitely like he's a late guy. He's just become
He's a late person.
Yeah.
You know, where he probably just crushes White Claws and he's got kids, but he
fast
cusses
ass
in
boat.
front of them.
Sure.
and
Yeah.
He wears Hey Dudes. And
Ooh, he better not be
he
wearing
does.
Hey
He
Dudes.
wears board shorts and Hey Dudes. He still turns his hat around backwards sometimes.
It's a wakeboarding boat.
Is he still
Yeah.
married?
Hey, dude,
Not
relax.
as much. I think so. I think
Then
he's still. I
who
think
gives
he's
a
still.
fuck,
I think he's
dude?
like he turned out all right.
Have fun, dude. He grills steaks until
After
they're
a certain point, it's like, who
medium.
cares? God damn, I want a steak right now. That sounds so
Steaks would be
good.
tight.
I
Oh, yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
have enough time to eat.
I
I'm fucking
vaguely
starving.
remember Earnhardt Jr.'s house on Cribs being fucking
Yeah, he's married.
ugly as hell. It just-
It's probably.
I mean, all of those
insane.
houses.
I thought
in,
it was like a house on a hill or something like that. Like
2006 were
this
all
huge
that
brick house.
same
Yeah.
stucco beige bullshit that was all like.
Oh yeah, like
And then they'd be like, "Yeah, we got these gold door knobs." You're like, "No, don't."
dude, I'm so trashed.
Why?
And when I'd go to Florida and I'd see those kind of houses, I'd be like, they're so rich. Oh
So I
my
bet we can see.
Hell
Dude.
yeah.
see his episode of Cribs, watch it and react in real time. Yeah, the Florida house thing.
Somebody just knocked on
The
the door.
first time you get hip to the what is the thing called? The lanai. Those are sick, dude. Where it's just like where the pool is,
Oh yeah.
but it's all
yeah.
covered in glass and shit because you're not trying to die from mosquitoes while you're
Yeah.
swimming.
Yeah.
In Lanai, you're saying?
In the lanai, dude. But you can open the lanai if you're
In the
having a
lanai of the
particularly
storm.
beautiful day. Lanai of the
The
storm.
Lanai of the storm.
Lanai of the storm.
Yeah. Very open lanai.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Split that lanai
Well,
wide
shout out to
open.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. I know you're out there listening, dude, and we were just
Big
joking.
fan, always a fan,
We were
love
just
you.
joking about you being.
Do you remember how
Love
we
to thank
were
God
like,
for you.
we started this episode, we were like, what were we doing last week? And then we got sidetracked on the jury
That's
duty
true.
thing, and now this has been the podcast. So
That's true.
You're welcome.
we did good answer for
Episode
those
2, baby.
who-
I've gotten very good reviews.
So far,
Nice.
everybody's
Yeah.
been very, very nice
Everybody's
about
been
it,
sweet.
and we're hoping to do it again. So if you're not already following us on whatever social media you prefer, I don't think we have a TikTok yet, but
for good answer.
for good
No.
answer,
Yeah, we do, but we haven't done anything with
Okay.
it. But yeah, just go out there and find. Honestly, the
Find us,
good answer is doing better than we're doing.
Yeah, so
You know, so
We suck.
honestly, if you're out there, follow the podcast.
Yeah, dude. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah,
right.
come on, dude. Our podcast is disintegrating. While people are like, "Why don't you guys do Family Feud instead?" It's like that hurts.
Yeah.
You know, this is our
crazy.
dream. This is our passion, dude.
just talking.
To talk shit.
Please,
Just talking shit.
just play it.
But we'll
Play
do
the
everything in our
videos in the
power,
background.
you know, to be back next week at a normal time and space.
Yeah.
Same bad channel, same bad time.
Thanks, guys. Pray the rosary for America.
Yeah.
Shit's getting weird.
Pray the rosary for America.
Shit's getting weird, but also have fun while you're praying the rosary, you know?
Have fun with
Don't
it.
be so stuffy.
Yeah, there's no reason to be like weird about praying the
Don't
rosary
be
for
so
America.
Catholic.
You can pray for the gays and stuff. You don't have to be like, well, I'm gonna specifically not pray for those
Yeah,
people.
of course.
You pray so hard, you bleed on the rosary.
See, that's too much.
That's too
not,
much.
That's not enough.
That's what he
Chris
said.
is one of those Catholics like the guy in Da Vinci Code who's cat of nine tails to himself. Back. What's that? That actor rules.
That is.
Cheezel? No. Chevelle? What's his name? John
No,
Cheadle?
relax. Don Cheadle is the black guy.
It's the guy who
It's the guy who
plays.
played Jarvis.
Yeah, it's the guy who plays like the Archangel in Legion.
Yeah.
He's British.
It's
But I think he's also Geoffrey Chaucer in A Knight's Tale.
Who's the lady who plays Brianna Tarth? Isn't she in Constantine? Isn't she an angel?
You're
No.
no.
That's Tilda Swinton.
Ah, dude, they look alike to me.
That's just
wild
That's
stuff.
just butch lesbian.
Butch,
lady.
short-haired, androgynous lady stuff.
I will
I
say,
didn't say
anytime I see the lady who played Brienne of Tarth in anything, I go, I do that oddly. I go, fuck! I hate this lady.
Yeah.
Who put her in this thing? Who put this tall bitch in this show?
Strong ass bitch.
Yeah,
She was just in something I was watching. I was like, what the fuck would you ruin this good thing with this lady? She was in
wrong with
Severance. She was in Severance. Take her
That's
out
right,
because she
that's right.
sucks.
You showed me a picture
Separate the art from
today
the artist, brother.
of that lady from
Actor
Bones.
he doesn't like.
The main lady from
Oh,
Bones.
yeah,
showed me a
Zooey
picture,
Deschanel.
and I thought it was Skinny Adele.
Yeah, he did. I showed him a picture of a little button of the lady from Bones.
Oh, is that Adele now?
And he literally just goes, "Oh, cool, Adele." And I go,
But it's Zooey Deschanel's sister?
yeah, Emily
Yeah,
Deschanel
Emily Deschanel.
from Bones.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dim bones.
Good show.
Digging up a bone.
All right. Love you, Internet.
Bye.
Losers.